Life is a profound journey, filled with invaluable lessons that have the power to transform us into the best versions of ourselves. While some lessons can only be learned through direct experience, there is a wealth of wisdom that can be gained by heeding the insights of those who have walked this path before us. In this video, we will explore 15 life lessons that have the potential to profoundly shape your mindset and guide you towards a more fulfilling, purposeful, and joyful existence. These lessons, gathered from the experiences of great thinkers, leaders, and everyday individuals, serve as beacons of light, illuminating the path forward and empowering you to navigate life's ups and downs with greater clarity, resilience, and compassion. By embracing these lessons and allowing them to take root in your mind and heart, you will unlock the keys to cultivating a robust, positive mindset, one that will serve as the foundation for your personal growth, professional success, and overall well-being. So, let us embark on this transformative journey together as we uncover the wisdom that will inspire you to reach new heights and live a life of deeper meaning and fulfillment. 1. Live a life true to yourself. One of the most poignant regrets people have as they near the end of their lives is the feeling that they never truly lived a life that was authentic to themselves. Instead, they find themselves looking back on a lifetime of suppressed dreams and unfulfilled potential, all because they allowed the expectations and opinions of others to dictate the course of their journey. My friends, we are the authors of our own destiny. It is up to us to courageously pen the story we truly wish to live, rather than succumbing to the fictional narratives that others may try to impose upon us. Dream big and refuse to settle for anything less than what you know you are capable of achieving. Too often, we allow fear, self-doubt, and the limiting beliefs of those around us to hold us back from honoring our deepest passions and innermost callings. But I implore you, do not let these barriers prevent you from walking the path that resonates most deeply with your authentic self. When we live in alignment with our true nature, we unlock a wellspring of joy, fulfillment, and purpose that can never be found by blindly following the expectations of others. So cast aside the shackles of conformity, silence the voice of your inner critic, and dare to forge your own trail, for it is only then that you will know the profound liberation of living a life that is truly your own. 2. Express your emotions. My friends, it is time we shatter the stigma surrounding the open and authentic expression of our emotions. Far too often, we are conditioned to believe that displaying our feelings, whether they be joy, sorrow, or anything in between, is a sign of weakness. Nothing could be further from the truth. Emotions are the very essence of what makes us human. They are the colorful threads that weave the tapestry of our lived experiences, guiding us through life's ebbs and flows. To suppress these emotions, to force ourselves to put on a brave face and pretend that nothing can touch us, is to deny a fundamental part of our nature. I encourage you to embrace your emotions, to let yourself feel the full spectrum of life's experiences without fear or judgment. Cry freely when your heart is heavy, laugh unapologetically when joy bubbles up within you, and never be ashamed to wear your heart on your sleeve. For it is in these moments of raw, unfiltered expression that we connect most deeply with ourselves and with those around us. Far from being a sign of weakness, the courage to be vulnerably honest about our emotions is a testament to our strength and resilience. It is a testament to our willingness to live fully, to love deeply, and to navigate the complexities of the human experience with authenticity and grace. So, let us cast aside the masks we've been told to wear, and instead, let our emotions shine forth, unencumbered and unafraid. For in doing so, we unlock the door to greater self-awareness, empathy, and the profound fulfillment that comes from living a life of emotional honesty and expression. 3. Better done than perfect. Far too often, we find ourselves paralyzed by the pursuit of perfection, using it as a convenient excuse to avoid taking action and bringing our dreams to life. We puff out our chests and proudly proclaim our status as perfectionists, when in reality, we are simply masking our deepest fears and insecurities. My friends, it is time we confront this self-sabotaging tendency head-on. Perfectionism is not a badge of honor, it is a crutch that keeps us from ever truly achieving our full potential. Think of the revolutionary innovations that have shaped our world. The first iPhone, for instance, was a clunky, glitch-ridden device, yet it laid the foundation for the sleek, sophisticated smartphones we carry today. The lesson is clear: better done than perfect. Rather than endlessly polishing and refining our ideas, let us have the courage to launch, to put ourselves and our creations out there, and to learn and grow through the iterative process. For it is only by taking that first leap, by embracing the imperfections and using them as springboards for improvement, that we can truly unlock our greatest achievements. Perfection is an illusion, an unattainable standard that will forever elude us. But action, resilience, and a willingness to learn from our mistakes, these are the true keys to unlocking our dreams and fulfilling our highest calling. So let go of your fear, silence your inner critic, and embrace the liberating power of good enough. For it is only then that you will begin to see the true magic that can unfold when you choose to be better done than perfect. 4. Settle for more. My friends, it is time we shatter the illusion that settling is a sign of weakness or defeat. On the contrary, the true weakness lies in accepting less than we are capable of achieving. Far too often, we find ourselves enviously gazing upon the accomplishments of others, wondering why we cannot seem to reach the same heights of success and fulfillment. But the fundamental truth is this: the only difference between you and someone you envy is that they made the conscious decision to settle for more in life. Imagine for a moment the person you most admire, the one whose achievements or lifestyle you covet. What sets them apart is not some innate superiority, but rather their unwavering commitment to reaching beyond the comfortable and the conventional. They have made the bold choice to refuse the status quo, to push the boundaries of their own perceived limitations, and to relentlessly pursue a life that is extraordinary. And my friends, this is the path that is open to each and every one of us. We all possess the same wellspring of potential, the same capacity for greatness. The only question is, will we have the courage to reach for it? I challenge you today to reframe your perspective on settling. Rather than viewing it as a necessary evil, embrace it as a rallying cry, a catalyst for transformation. For when we settle for more, we unlock the door to a life of deeper purpose, greater impact, and unparalleled fulfillment. We become the architects of our own destinies, the captains of our own ships, sailing boldly towards horizons that shimmer with untapped possibility. 5. Find something in life that pulls you. So often in life, we find ourselves stuck in a pattern of endless pushing and striving, always forcing ourselves to take action, to work harder, to achieve more. And while this mindset can certainly yield results in the short term, it is ultimately an unsustainable approach that will leave us feeling drained, demotivated, and disconnected from our true passions. My friends, the secret to lasting fulfillment and enduring success lies not in brute force, but in discovering that which pulls us forward with an irresistible magnetic draw. When we are pulled by a deep, intrinsic motivation, a sense of purpose that sets our souls alight, the act of working towards our goals transforms from a chore into a joyful, rejuvenating pursuit. Take, for example, the speaker's own experience. They are pulled, they tell us, by an insatiable obsession with learning about personal development, success, and motivation, and then sharing that knowledge to inspire people around the world. This is not a task they feel they must do, but rather, something they get to do, a passion that fills them with purpose and ignites their creativity. And this, my friends, is the key. When we align our efforts with that which truly captivates us, when we pour our energy into the endeavors that stir our deepest longings, we unlock a wellspring of boundless motivation, unstoppable momentum, and unparalleled fulfillment. The weight of striving melts away, replaced by a sense of effortless flow and undimmed enthusiasm. So I implore you today, take a step back and reflect deeply on what it is that pulls you, what it is that sets your soul ablaze with excitement and wonder. Is it a particular field of study? A desire to help others? A lifelong dream of artistic expression? Whatever it may be, let it become the North Star that guides your journey, the gravitational force that propels you forward with unwavering resolve. For when you find that which pulls you, you will discover not only the key to your own happiness and success, but the very essence of a life well lived. 6. Go for walks. At first glance, this may not seem like the most glamorous or groundbreaking piece of advice. After all, taking a simple stroll is hardly the stuff of explosive personal transformation. And yet, as the speaker so eloquently reminds us, the humble morning walk has been one of the most eye-opening and impactful habits they have ever embraced. The power of the morning walk lies in its elegant simplicity. For the first half of the journey, the speaker takes time to reflect on the things they are grateful for and to visualize how they would like their day to unfold. This simple practice of cultivating gratitude and intentionality sets the tone for the day ahead, imbuing each step with a sense of purpose and positivity. But it is the second half of the walk, the unstructured portion, where the speaker simply allows themselves to be present, to observe the boundless beauty of nature that truly works its magic. It is during these moments of unfettered mindfulness that the speaker reports having some of their best ideas and most profound epiphanies. You see, my friends, there is something truly transformative about removing ourselves from the constant demands and digital distractions of modern life and reconnecting with the natural world around us. When we step outside and allow our senses to be immersed in the sights, sounds, and sensations of our environment, we tap into a wellspring of creative inspiration and restorative energy that can often elude us when we are tethered to our screens and schedules. The morning walk, then, is not merely a form of exercise or a time filler. It is a sacred ritual of self-care, a chance to nurture our mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. It is a powerful reminder that the solutions and insights we seek are not always found in the frantic pursuit of productivity, but rather in the quiet contemplation of the present moment. So I encourage you, my friends, to heed the wisdom of the speaker and make the morning walk a cherished part of your daily routine. Allow it to be a time of reflection, of joyful connection with nature, and of unleashing the full breadth of your creative potential. For in doing so, you just may uncover the very keys to unlocking your most extraordinary life. 7. Happiness comes from solving problems. It's a common misconception that happiness is found in the absence of problems or struggles. We often imagine that if we could just reach some elusive goal or milestone, then we would finally be able to relax and enjoy lasting contentment. But the speaker offers us a profound reframe on this notion, one that holds the key to cultivating true, sustainable joy. You see, my friends, it is not the suffering of the problems themselves that leads to happiness, but rather the act of solving them. It is in the process of facing our challenges head-on, of mustering the courage and creativity to overcome adversity, that we tap into the wellspring of fulfillment and pride that nourishes our spirits. Too often, we become trapped in a mentality of postponed happiness, always telling ourselves that we'll be happy someday, once we can get that promotion, find that perfect partner, or finally check off that bucket list item. But the speaker reminds us that happiness is not a destination to be reached, but a choice to be made in each and every moment. Rather than waiting for the perfect circumstances to align, we must learn to choose happiness right here, right now, to savor the sense of progress and accomplishment that comes from tackling our daily difficulties with resilience and resourcefulness. For it is in these small, incremental victories that we cultivate the mindset of abundance, the unshakable belief that we have the power to shape our own joy. Of course, this is easier said than done. There will always be challenges and setbacks that test our resolve. But by reframing our relationship to problems, by seeing them not as burdens to be avoided, but as opportunities for growth and transformation, we unlock a wellspring of motivation and agency that can carry us through even the darkest of times. 8. Develop a growth mindset. The essence of this vital life lesson is the understanding that hard work and dedication will triumph over natural talent every single time. The speaker uses the example of the growth-minded swimmer, who through sheer grit and tireless training, is able to outperform their more naturally gifted opponents. This speaks to the power of what psychologists call a growth mindset, the belief that our abilities are not fixed, but can be continually expanded and refined through effort and persistence. In contrast, a fixed mindset holds that our talents and intelligence are essentially predetermined, leading to a reluctance to take on challenges or push ourselves to new heights. People with a fixed mindset are often quick to make excuses and place blame. They might complain about the economy as the reason for their lack of wealth, rather than taking responsibility to continually learn and grow. In contrast, those with a growth orientation don't allow their failures to define them. They see each setback as an opportunity to learn and come back stronger. The lesson here is clear. It's not the inherent gifts we're born with, but the mindset we cultivate that determines the trajectory of our lives. While some may have a natural advantage in certain areas, it is the growth-oriented individual, the one who is willing to put in the hard work day in and day out, who will ultimately triumph. 9. Develop selected disciplines into habits. No list of life lessons would be complete without mentioning words like discipline and habit. Though separate in meaning, disciplines and habits ultimately intersect with one another to form the foundation for achievement, regularly working at something until it regularly works for you. When you discipline yourself, you are essentially training yourself to act in a specific way. Stay with this long enough and it becomes a habit. In other words, when you see people that seem like they're super disciplined, what you're really observing is people who conditioned a handful of habits into their lives. Bottom line? Success is in actuality a short race, a sprint fueled by discipline just long enough for habit to kick in and take over. So here's the trick: if you want to create a habit, you'll need to use your willpower/discipline juice in the beginning. This is hard, but keep at it. According to research, it takes, on average, 66 days to develop a discipline into a habit. This number might vary for you depending on your situation, but remember that it's not something that you can do overnight. But it is possible. And once you turn a discipline into a habit, you become better at it and it becomes easier to execute. 10. Be regular and orderly. Be regular and orderly in your life so that you may be violent and original in your work. The quote above was written by a French novelist named Gustave Flaubert, and the reason I love it is because it so elegantly and violently explains how putting certain systems in place can free up tons of bandwidth and energy that you can put into doing deep work or whatever else you care about. Put the important stuff in your life on autopilot so that you don't have to think about it when it's time to do them. For example, there's no use bantering back and forth with yourself every morning about whether you should get up at 6 a.m. and hit the gym, or whether you should skip your workout and sleep in for an hour. This is wasted energy you could be putting into your most important work. Just decide ahead of time whether you're going to do it or not, and then do it. Use the power of habit, see life lesson number 9, to get yourself moving in the right direction. Be regular and orderly in your life so that you may be violent and original in your work. (11) Be present. Presence is power. I'd rather be fully present with my wife, or whoever, for 5 minutes than be partially present for 50 minutes. Full presence means being fully there, locked in. Not looking at my phone. Not thinking about what I'm going to say when she's done talking. Just full, total presence. It's powerful. In a similar vein, it's just as important to be present when we're with ourselves. Try noticing the things you're not used to noticing, the way your stomach rises when you breathe, how nice it feels when the cool wind touches your cheek, that annoying feeling you get when your foot falls asleep, etc. 12. Communication is your number one skill. When it comes to unlocking our full potential and achieving meaningful success, the speaker asserts that there is no more valuable skill than the ability to communicate effectively. This applies not only to our spoken words, but to the way we convey our ideas in written form as well. The reason communication is so critical is that it is the primary means by which we share our thoughts, feelings, and visions with the world. Whether we're trying to inspire a team, persuade a client, or simply connect with a loved one, our capacity to articulate ourselves clearly and compellingly is what allows us to transform our internal experiences into external impact. To truly master the art of communication, the speaker encourages us to develop a diverse repertoire of techniques. This includes learning how to write with both brevity and depth, the ability to distill complex ideas into concise, impactful language, as well as the skill of crafting long-form narratives that captivate and enlighten. But communication is more than just the words we use, it's also the way we use our voices, our bodies, and our entire presence to deliver our message. Techniques like articulation, tonality, and strategic gesticulation can elevate our spoken communication from merely informative to truly transformative. The reason this skill is so vital is that in our increasingly interconnected world, the ability to communicate effectively is the gateway to opportunity. It allows us to share our unique perspectives, to inspire others to join our cause, and to forge the deep, meaningful connections that sustain us on our journey. 13. Combine short-term pessimism plus long-term optimism. This lesson speaks to the importance of maintaining a unique psychological balance, one where we approach the immediate, day-to-day challenges of life with a healthy dose of pragmatic pessimism, while simultaneously holding an unwavering long-term optimism. The essence of this paradoxical mindset is the recognition that in the short term, the vast majority of our efforts and endeavors will not yield the desired results. Whether it's a new business venture, a creative project, or a personal goal, the speaker acknowledges that most of our initial attempts will ultimately fall short. However, rather than allowing this reality to discourage us, the speaker encourages us to embrace it as a necessary part of the growth process. For it is only by acknowledging the inherent difficulty and uncertainty of the journey that we can approach it with the resilience and adaptability required to eventually succeed. This is where the long-term optimism comes in. While we may encounter a series of setbacks and failures in the short term, the speaker reminds us to maintain an unwavering belief that, given enough time and persistence, we will ultimately find a path to achieving our aspirations. It is this steadfast positivity about our potential for growth and improvement that sustains us through the inevitable challenges. By harmonizing this pragmatic short-term mindset with an expansive long-term vision, we cultivate a powerful psychological dynamic. We approach each new undertaking with a clear-eyed assessment of the difficulties ahead, but we do so with the confidence that, through continued learning and adaptation, we will eventually discover the formula for success. This unique blend of realism and optimism not only empowers us to tackle challenges with greater resilience, but it also prevents us from succumbing to the traps of both complacency and despair. It is a mindset that allows us to enjoy the journey, even as we relentlessly pursue our long-term goals. 14. Write it down, make it happen. The speaker makes a compelling case for the transformative impact of the simple act of writing down your goals on a regular basis. There are two primary reasons why this practice is so profoundly effective. 1. Awareness. When we take the time to put pen to paper and articulate our aspirations, it forces us to bring them into sharp focus. Rather than allowing our goals to remain abstract, nebulous notions floating around in our minds, the act of writing them down grants them a tangible, concrete form. This heightened awareness keeps our objectives at the forefront of our consciousness, ensuring they remain a central priority in our day-to-day decision-making and behaviors. 2. Self-motivation. Furthermore, the speaker asserts that regularly writing down our goals serves as a powerful mechanism of self-accountability. By repeatedly reaffirming what we want to achieve, we establish a sense of personal commitment that drives us to take consistent, meaningful action towards those ends. The simple act of repeatedly putting our goals in writing reinforces the internal resolve required to see them through, even in the face of adversity or distraction. Ultimately, the speaker contends that this daily ritual of goal setting and articulation is one of the most reliable paths to turning our dreams into reality. When we make the investment to clearly define our vision and then continually recommit to it through the written word, we activate a potent psychological engine that propels us ever closer to fulfilling our greatest aspirations. 15. Read every day. The speaker opens this lesson by emphasizing the unparalleled value of reading as a pathway to cultivating great ideas. Drawing upon a clever and evocative quote, "Books are the hardbound drug of my choice," the speaker conveys the intoxicating allure and intellectual stimulation that reading can provide. Crucially, the speaker notes that the side effects of this literary drug are exclusively positive. Rather than inducing any detrimental consequences, the more one reads, the more their mind expands, and the greater the influx of novel ideas and insights. The speaker thus issues a clarion call for making reading a daily habit, no matter how modest the time frame may be. Even just 20 minutes per day, the speaker argues, can unlock tremendous growth and transformation. Whether it's delving into classic works of literature, immersing oneself in non-fiction tomes, or exploring the cutting edge of one's field, The consistent practice of reading opens the door to a boundless universe of knowledge and inspiration. By making this daily ritual of reading a central pillar of one's lifestyle, the speaker contends that one can tap into the wellspring of human wisdom and innovation that has been painstakingly recorded and preserved across the centuries. It is through this process of continuous learning and intellectual exploration that we expand the horizons of our own understanding and cultivate the ideas and insights that will propel us towards our most ambitious goals. So, there you have it. Hopefully these life lessons have inspired you in some way, shape, or form to better yourself, because at the end of the day, we've all got room for improvement. Whether it's making the commitment to write down your goals every day, dedicating yourself to a consistent reading habit, or embracing any of the other transformative practices we've explored, the key is to remain committed to a process of continuous growth and self-betterment. As the speaker has eloquently conveyed, seemingly small daily actions can ultimately catalyze profound, life-changing results. By making the investment to truly internalize and apply these principles, you unlock the door to unlocking your greatest potential. So I encourage you, my friends, if you're new to this channel, be sure to subscribe, and for all of you, embrace these lessons with an open heart and mind. Let them guide you on your journey of personal evolution, and watch in wonder as you gradually transform into the best version of yourself. The path may not always be easy, but I can assure you, the rewards will be truly remarkable. So let's get to work. The future is ours to create,